These new regulations could change the insurance game for good. On March 18th, 2026, the Federal Housing Financing Agency, that's the FHFA, updated its regulations about requirements for homeowners insurance with homes with a mortgage. This is big news. And in this video, I'm going to break down the news. I'm going to share what this means for contractors, what it means for homeowners, and then how you might want to adapt your marketing, your sales, and your business moving forward. My name is Adam Bensman, and listen, I know the gold rush is over. The old days of insurance claims being easy, fast, with low deductibles are behind us, and it's forcing contractors all over the country to adapt how they do business. And I hope this video helps you do just that. Now let's get started. What you are looking at is the exact article that was published, again, for immediate release on March 18th of 2026. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac remove certain homeowner insurance requirements that will reduce costs. Now, what's really interesting is when you look through this article, this is all positioned around making home buying more affordable as interest rates have gone up, and again, so has insurance. So when you see here, it says what's actually changing, and they're positioning this as a big win. And I know here it's for condo owners, but let's take a look right here at number 3. Roof insurance gets way more affordable. And I would agree, it will be more affordable. Does it mean that it's better? I don't know. I'll leave that up to you to decide. Fannie and Freddie will now accept ACV coverage on roofs for single-family homes and condos. And then it doesn't actually describe what ACV means, actual cash value. It just says pays what your roof is actually worth today. Now, these implications are huge because in the past, mortgage companies wanted to make sure that your property, if you owned a home and had a mortgage, was an asset that would be protected. Well, now, if a homeowner doesn't have $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 laying around to pay for the remaining balance from the ACV policy, and by the way, those numbers are just conversational estimates, to a replacement cost, well, that could pose a problem. And I wonder what could happen if people don't take care of their properties. Well, let's get back into it here. Now, you can see the Fannie Mae lender letter, and if we drop down to page 4, you will see on here, roofs must be insured, but do not have to be insured on a replacement cost basis. This, my friends, is very, very big news. So now let's start breaking it down on what this means for homeowners and then contractors and how you wish to possibly adapt your business. Now, for homeowners, sadly, because I've seen this happen, this was many years ago, there was a language in a policy that at a certain time, I believe it was about 10 years, the roof went from RCV coverage and then switched over to ACV coverage. Now, the homeowner, they weren't necessarily educated or informed on this little nuance, so they think, oh, we have great insurance coverage, and the agent didn't explain it. And there is a possibility that the homeowner heard this, but they didn't remember. But the point is we ended up right at about year 11, the roof had just switched to ACV. The homeowner was flabbergasted. They were caught on their heels facing this monumental out-of-pocket expense that just wasn't realistic for them to move forward with. And I could see this happening even more as insurance is advertised as the more affordable option, especially for first-time homeowners who don't know any different because it's their first time going through this process to get insurance. And this is going to lead us to some of the implications that I'll be addressing here towards the end of this video. Now, the other implication here for contractors is where I really want to dive in. This is going to open up a couple of potential threats and potential opportunities. The potential threats include that roof replacements, the market could possibly decrease. Why? Due to the fact that claims, should they, for this assumption, stay the same, but now the coverage is reduced, many homeowners may choose to move forward with repairs or do nothing at all because they simply can't afford to do the replacements. Now, that's a potential threat, but on the other side of nearly every single threat is an opportunity. And the opportunity that I see for roofing companies is to position their marketing and sales process to speak to repairs. Now, in the past, you can go through and see in videos, I've been quite anti-repair. And by the way, I know that there's a lot of folks that have built entire companies on repair divisions. I have members inside RSRA who love doing repairs, and they've got a great model for it that's really profitable. I'm just sharing what has worked for me. But here's the thing. my views are changing. And in my opinion, all of our views should change to adapt to today's times. Now, if we see that homeowners might be facing these monumental expenses to cover roof replacements that they didn't plan for, because of course it was due to a hail, wind, or hurricane event, homeowners may turn to the internet searching for a company to do repairs because in their mind, it's more cost effective. So one, you can open up a brand new marketing channel in a brand new market and a division doing those repairs if you hadn't thought of it in the past. Now, an upside to doing repairs is oftentimes a repair can be turned into a replacement. Now, how can that be done? It's simple. It takes a higher level of sales skills and some consultative selling, which I'll touch more on here towards the end of this video, and the ability to offer and present financing. And those are different. There's a lot of companies that offer financing, but they're not great at presenting it. They're like, we have it, but they don't communicate it. And what often happens is homeowners are making decisions based on what they think they can afford. And if they're sitting there looking at a $10,000 to $15,000 out-of-pocket expense and saying, I don't have that kind of money laying around, and if I do I really want to put it towards my roof? I think I can get a little bit more time out of it. They may choose to move forward with a repair. But let's say a repair, for this example, is $5,000. They're still forking over $5,000 in cash. But if you're able to present a full roof replacement, appealing to what homeowners are looking for, again, which I'll touch on in just a few moments, and a payment at just let's say $200 a month, $250 a month, now they're getting a brand new roof, a warranty, and if you're selling a class 4 product, something that's hail resistant, you might be in a really great spot because the homeowner says, this is going to make sure I have a low likelihood of going through this again. And I don't have to write you a check for $5,000 today. I can get started for just $250. Those repair leads can turn into replacements. Now, I know that this may sound nutty, but I had a family member of mine more recently have a similar mindset when it came to buying a vehicle. They said, I have a $20,000 budget, and they went to go look at used cars. And I know in today's market, $20,000 does not go a long way. And they were looking at used vehicles, and they didn't have the best of credit. So the financing options even were just astronomical. And it wasn't until a salesperson said, hey, you know what? I know it's more expensive, but why don't you take a look at this new vehicle, which was tens of thousands of dollars. I don't remember the exact tens of that. Maybe it's $10,000 or $15,000 more or something. It was ridiculously more expensive, but because it was a new vehicle, it had manufacturer incentives with lower financing. So comparing month to month, the brand new vehicle, let's say for this conversation, was about $15,000 more, ended up being the cheaper option for the way that my family member chose to make buying decisions, which was based on cash availability. So this same approach can be applied to sales. So what does this mean for you, the roofing salesperson, the roofing manager, the roofing company owner moving forward? It means a few things. Number one, we need to see on the other side of these threats, the hidden opportunities. It's something we work on together in our community on the regular, and sharing what's working and what's not and how we're adapting in real time. Number two, it means that you may wish to consider marketing for repairs in a way you haven't in the past. Number three, it means that financing is so critically important, not just having a plan in place, but being excellent at presenting it and offering it. Number four, a shift from transaction selling to consultative selling. Consultative selling is providing education and information to help a homeowner make a wise decision, the best one that's for them. And that could be different based on the homeowner. But there are little things that we can do as salespeople to stand apart from the rest. Things like saying, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, I know you're getting a $7,000 check from the insurance, and it's daunting to look at paying an extra $10,000 to $15,000 more for replacement, but I have a possibility for you. And if you discover that that $7,000 check that they just got could be used to pay off this really high interest debt, possibly credit card debt, well, maybe they could just pay off that debt and free up a few $100s a month, and then you could finance the roof at a low monthly payment that they can afford. And you might even be just trading one bill for another, but now everybody wins. The homeowner got rid of this debt, you got them into a brand new roof and possibly an impact-resistant shingle, and everybody is happy. And that leads us into the shifts that you may wish to begin making. And let's turn our attention to the 2025 to 2028 roofing market report that I wrote. And I just want to highlight these homeowner buying patterns. Again, within the threats that we face, there are opportunities. Homeowners are looking for cost-effective solutions. Why? Because cash is tight. Their expenses are high. So don't for a minute think that you need to go as a race to the bottom. Cost-effective means emphasizing longevity and ROI, because homeowners don't want to go through the claims process again, and many homeowners don't have plans on moving because they bought their house during the really low interest era, and now if they move, their monthly expenses go up astronomically. So people are staying put longer, so therefore they want their roof to last longer. And again, all of this is a really, really rich opportunity for us to adapt our company. And if you want to adapt your company, your sales, and your marketing, click the link in the description to learn more. Consider applying to join, and we'll help you build a company of tomorrow starting today. We'll see you in the next one.